are being recalled tonight. The issues with these products, chemicals that with prolonged exposure make people very sick. 12 at your size, Marilyn Moritz has our recall roundup.
Hand sanitizers with Mickey or Yoda on the label are recalled. Best Brands consumer products imported them. FDA testing found methanol in the Mickey Mouse product and benzene, a cancer-causing chemical, in the Mandalorian product. The biggest risk is children ingesting them. If you have these, throw them out. Deodorant danger. Unilever is recalling 2 Suave aerosol antiperspirants. These are the 24-hour protection products. Elevated levels of benzene, again a carcinogen, were found in some samples. The company no longer makes these, but if you have them, throw them out. Alarm alert. Universal Security Instruments is recalling thousands of combination smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. They can fail to alert people to hazardous CO2 levels. 2 models are affected. Contact the company for a replacement. And parent alert. Play Monster is recalling some 9,000 Kid O. Hudson glow rattles. They're motion-activated toy puppies. Problem is the puppy's legs can break off. That's a choking danger. You can contact the company to get your $25 back. If you need any more information like model numbers on any of these products, it's on our website. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
USAA sending out a scam warning for its customers. The bank says that fraudsters are using texts and emails to try and get your money. And here's the trickiest part. They're using USAA's phone number to seem legit. The scammers start by asking if you've made out-of-state charges, and when you say no, they claim your account's been compromised and they ask for your passwords. USAA says it does not do that. They say if you think you've been targeted, you need to call them directly and report the suspicious activity.
Do you owe student loans? The Biden administration plans to extend the current pause on federal loan repayment through the end of August. They've been frozen for more than 2 years with no payments required. The pause set to expire May 1st, but the announcement to extend expected to happen actually tomorrow. Let's go back to that shooting on the far west side. A Bexar County Sheriff's deputy shot at least once in the upper body. Our Patty Santos joins us live. Patty.
Yeah, we're just learning some new information about what's taking place here. As you heard, the sheriff saying that the deputy was injured, possibly in the backside, and they believe he was wearing his vest. Another thing that we just learned a few seconds ago is that there was a woman who was pregnant who lived in the house nearby this area where this was happening, and they tell us it looks like she might have gone into labor. She was taken to the hospital. All of this, of course, the scene unfolding so close to her, it might have launched her into labor. But again, right now, what the sheriff's office is telling is that they have the scene here. They don't know if this individual that they're looking for is inside the house. He tells us that the individual, 18 or 19-year-old, was wanted on 2 different felonies. He had an ankle monitor, and based on that information, they believe that he is still in there. He's also sending a message to that individual, if he's listening to the newscast, to please communicate with them, talk about it. They want to reassure him that the deputy is doing okay and in stable condition. So, he's not going to get into too much trouble with regards to that. But again, the scene out here is still very active. We hope to bring you more details as we get it. But if you live in this area, stay away from this area because it's still a very active scene. We'll send it back to you.
Traffic right now, this is I-35 in Alamo near downtown. Now I-37 in Hackberry. Both are very busy, but no major traffic accidents to tell you about.
We do actually have some rain to talk about on the radar screen. It's south of San Antonio. This is some good, heavy, soaking rainfall in the most severe drought-stricken portion of South Texas. And this does have the history of some severe weather associated with it, but overall, this is mostly just very good, healthy rainfall. It's along I-35 right now, basically just south of Pearsall, through Dilley, through Cotulla, and a few straggling showers behind the activity stretching back to Carrizo Springs and south of Eagle Pass, basically right along the Rio Grande there. And this activity is likely to keep going until about 8 p.m. and then it should all come to an end. And through the night tonight, basically just looking at, for the most part, just some clear skies later on tonight. But really quickly take a look at some of the communities in the path here. And there you have it. Los Angeles at about 519. Fowlerton at 538. We'll have an update on this and big changes starting tomorrow coming up.
Of course, the weather is perfect today for the first night of NIOSA. As we continue our Fiesta coverage this week, we're going to take you live to La Villita.
It's where we find Lee Waldman, who's experiencing Fiesta and all it has to offer for the very first time. Last night, she was actually at the parade. Tonight, she's at NIOSA. So, Lee, what's it been like so far?
I mean, work doesn't get much better than this. It's hard to call today work because it is just so much fun. Look at all of these beautiful stands set up here in La Villita. We have this gate full of people on my other side, all excited, ready for those gates to open at 5:30. Now, we're on the middle part of Alamo Street right now, and this is where some of that expansion is happening this year. As you know, there's a bunch of construction happening outside of La Villita, so they're expanding the footprint of NIOSA this year to give people more space to spread out. One of those areas is actually Clown Alley, which is right over here. So you'll see all the 14 different cultural areas all throughout La Villita, but a few are just on the other side of Alamo Street. But it's not very far from where you see all of the main action happening here. 160 booths with food, drinks, shopping, anything that you could want, including entertainment, all happening here in La Villita. It's a lot of fun. You're going to want to make sure this year, though, instead of a paper pass, you're going to need a ticket on your phone in order to get in. And also, you're going to need to load up on your Blast Pass if you're going to be able to buy anything like chicken on a stick. It's where you're going to find us at 6 o'clock. We'll tell you how those Blast Pass work and how you can load them up to make sure you can have all the Fiesta fun you could ever want. We'll send things back to you all. We're going to keep having some fun out here.
Should be easy to do, Lee. Thank you. 12 years of the Affordable Care Act. It's what has reunited a former White House duo today. How the current administration is looking to build on it. Coming up.
Hey everybody, I'm Myra Arthur here in the KSAT 12 newsroom. A lot in the works for the news at 6 o'clock tonight, including a story about a health complication that threatens the lives of a lot of people in San Antonio. It's called fatty liver disease. While the impact is certainly being felt right here at home, a cure may be in the works right here too. A San Antonio doctor says that local patients are helping with that. Our Courtney Friedman will explain how you can take part as well today at 6 o'clock. Plus, a Bernie Church family in shock at the loss of Pastor Warren Beamer. He died in a car crash in Louisiana over the weekend. How the pastor known for good days is being remembered amid this tragedy. And it is a Fiesta event dedicated to helping young children with learning disabilities and developmental delays. We're talking about Taste of the North Side. It benefits the Brighton Center. Well, it returns this week, and today RJ Marquez breaks down this tradition with a mission and hears from a parent about her life-changing experience through this organization. That and more coming your way in less than an hour now on the news at 6.
Thank you so much, Myra. Today, a milestone at the White House. President Biden joined by former President Obama, marking 12 years since the signing of the Affordable Care Act.
It's also the first time that former President Obama has returned to the White House since leaving office. ABC's Alex Perche has details.
For the first time since leaving office, former President Obama is back at the White House.
Vice President Biden, Vice President. That was a joke.
Obama joining President Biden and Vice President Harris to celebrate the 12th anniversary of the Affordable Care Act being signed into law. This hot mic moment between Biden and Obama, a highlight from that day. The two still proud of the ACA's legacy.
If you can get millions of people health coverage and better protection, it is, to quote a famous American, a pretty big deal.
Biden now looking to build on it, announcing a new executive order and a proposed rule from the Treasury Department to fix the ACA's so-called family glitch, which the Kaiser Family Foundation estimates affects more than 5 million people. Starting next January, the change will allow family members who pay more than 10% of their income for coverage to be able to receive financial help. It's expected to allow 200,000 uninsured people to gain coverage, and nearly 1 million more are expected to see lower premiums.
Once today's proposed rule is finalized, starting next year, working families in America will get the help they need to afford full family coverage. Everyone in the family.
The visit from Obama, who is still popular, comes as Biden struggles in the polls over his handling of a 40-year high in inflation and soaring gas prices linked to the ongoing war in Ukraine.
The administration says more than 30 million people have used the ACA over the last 12 years. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
Looking outside with live cam. A nice day to start off Nyosa.
Maybe a little warm.
Definitely on the warm
For this
side.
time of year, anyway.
Yeah, we actually had a record high temperature, and we're going to get to that in a second. First of all, we do have some storms farther south of San Antonio. We took a quick look at these earlier. These are mainly Dimmitt, LaSalle, McMullen County, southern Frio County. This is right along I-35 right now. A lot of lightning and thunder associated with this. Basically moving right along 97 toward Dole, Los Angeles, Fowlerton, moving to the east at about 35 miles per hour. We can track this out and time it out for some communities, and even just west of Carrizo Springs, more activity there as well. So this is about 35 miles per hour. That's roughly its forward motion. We'll give it that. So Los Angeles, a little small town there in central LaSalle County, 523. Zella around 5:40 p.m., Fowlerton about 5:42 p.m. And this has the history of dropping about an inch of rain. And this is a part of Texas that is very drought stricken. So this is what we like to see. You see the swath of rain down to the southwest of town. That's where we really need the rain the most. Yes, we could use it everywhere, but we especially need it southwest of San Antonio, and that's where we're getting it right now. So there's a quick look at the looping radar. There is a potential for another severe thunderstorm, but I think as every hour goes by, the odds diminish of that, and we'll see some of this activity through about 8 p.m., and then that's about it. As for rain chances around San Antonio, only about 10% this evening. Then Sunday through Tuesday, we get up to the 20%. So a few isolated pop-up thunderstorms possible at that point. All right, take a look at our high today, 95. We broke the record by 2 degrees. Record set back in 1909. Most of Texas in the 90s. There is a cold front, though, that's dropping into the panhandle right now. It's actually through Guyman, Oklahoma, 79 there. Wichita, Kansas, 71. Rest of Texas mostly in the 90s. That cold front is going to have a big impact on the rest of the week and how it feels outside. You look at the rain-cooled air in Cotulla, 78. Meanwhile, 90 in Hondo, officially now 94 at the International Airport, but Stinson 96, 93 Castroville, and Bulverde. Tomorrow morning, not really all that cool despite a cold front moving in. We'll be close to 60 degrees, from 57 in Bernie and Bulverde to 64 Floresville, Stinson, and Pleasanton. But you look at the mornings ahead, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'll be down in the 40s for morning temperature. So you'll actually notice a bit of a chill around sunrise later on this week. So the cold front actually hits tomorrow morning, but it's going to be impacting our temperatures mostly by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Winds are going to be howling. The winds are going to pick up. This starts at 5 a.m., gusts to about 23, not a big deal. But a few hours later, we're going to have wind gusts between 40 and 50 miles per hour tomorrow. So prepare for that. Otherwise, a sunny day, high temperature right around 80 degrees. But the main headline, dry air, gusty winds, and temperatures not in the 90s. That's for sure. Helotes about 78 for a high. New Braunfels 81, Devine 85 degrees. Looking ahead, we do, by the way, have a red flag warning in effect for the entire viewing area starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Sunny and cool, high temperatures near 80 degrees all the way through Friday. Actually, unusually cool for Battle of Flowers on Friday morning. And then into Sunday and early next week, a slight chance of storms. My Fiesta medal is in. I have a big giveaway tomorrow at this time, Las Palapas Southeast Military Drive. We'll see you then.
They're in high demand, Adam. Thank you.
Oh, they will be, that's for sure. All right, let's go to sports right now. Spurs back in action tonight, correct?
Yes, and so are the Lakers playing the Phoenix Suns, so that play-in tournament is right there almost. When we come back, we'll let you know just how close they are, and Tiger Woods is ready for a comeback, he tells us. Coming up.
The question is simple. Do you think you can win the Masters this week?
I do.
Tiger Woods is planning his comeback to golf this Thursday at the most prestigious tournament, the Masters in big board sports. But first. Our San Antonio Spurs tip off the Final Four of the regular season tonight when they face the Nuggets up in Denver. The magic number to clinch the 10th and final play-in position is 2. That includes 2 Spurs wins or 2 Laker losses or a combination of both. The Lakers face the number 1 seed Phoenix Suns tonight, but the Spurs will have to face the Nuggets, who are ranked 5th in the Western Conference standings tonight, with their star player DeJounte Murray, who will be missing his 3rd straight game due to respiratory illness. His absence has given more opportunities for guys like Zach Collins, who is coming off his most minutes, 31 since October 2019, and his first career double-double with 18 points and 13 rebounds, and the Spurs' 113-92 victory over the Blazers. Now an opportunity to make the play-in tournament is right there in front of them.
We all smell it. It's right there, and that's our number 1 goal right now, is to get into that play-in game and make a playoff push. And, for everything we've been through this season, injuries, COVID, ups and downs, trades, all that. And if we can get to that playing game and make a run, I think it'd be pretty special.
All right, tip-off time tonight is a little later than normal, 8 p.m. Tiger Woods telling us today that as of right now, he plans on making his comeback at this year's Masters. Tiger's not played at the PGA since November of 2020. In that year's pandemic-delayed Masters, and has since had to recover from that car crash in February of 2021 that almost cost him his right leg. And as you heard at the top of the sportscast, he believes he can win his 16th major, when his preparation leads him to believe he can win the Masters after all he's been through.
I can hit it just fine, and I don't have any qualms about what I can do physically from a golf standpoint. It's now walking is the hard part. This is normally not a easy walk to begin with. Now, given the conditions that my leg is in, it gets a little bit more difficult. And that's 72 holes is a long road, and it's going to be a tough challenge, and a challenge that I'm up for.
Yeah, and keep in mind, just because he actually starts in the tournament on Thursday doesn't mean he's going to be able to make it through the weekend, either by score or by the endurance factor.
Right, but he could withdraw at any time.
Absolutely can.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.
We'll be right back. Before we go, we wanted to tell you that we're still on the scene of that shooting that sent a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy to the hospital. Here's what we know right now. Deputies were trying to execute a felony arrest warrant, and at that time, someone began to shoot and a deputy was shot.
The suspect is still on the run, and because of that, the sheriff's office asking everyone in the area to stay indoors. We have a crew on the scene. We'll bring you the latest on the news at 6 and, of course, on KSAT.com.
Hey, Del Rio, Warren's Backyard made it up to 101 this afternoon. West Kerrville, 94. Floresville, Michael's Backyard, 98 near Lavernia. 95, Universal City, 96. The 90s are gone for now. Near 80 tomorrow, but very windy and dry, so high fire danger, red flag warning. 40s in the mornings, Thursday through Saturday. See you at Las Palapas, Southeast Military tomorrow.
World News is next.
See you at 6.